Hey guys, I'm Rose here and welcome to episode 5 part 2 or 1, which is Mercenary. We're gonna continue where we left off in episode 4 part 1, which is talking to Vatras here.
Is there anything that could help me with my search?
You're a very persistent young man, but I actually can think of something that could make your tasks easier for you. I shall give you this ore amulet. You'll certainly be able to use it. It is an amulet of the searching will-o'-the-wisps. There are only very few of them. The will-o'-the-wisp that inhabits this amulet has very special properties. It can help you find things that normally elude the naked eye. You summon it by simply wearing the amulet. If it loses its power or you cannot find it, simply put on the amulet again and it will reappear. The will-o'-the-wisp can detect weapons. It could be very helpful to you in investigating the weapons deliveries to the bandits. Treat it well, and it will never fail you.
A will-o'-the-wisp in an amulet?
Will-o'-the-wisps are admirable creatures. They consist of pure magical energy. They are bound to the magical ore in this world. It is their origin that gives them their strength. I'm not surprised that you've never heard of them. They only appear to the person who bears the ore to which they belong. Will-o'-the-wisps living in the wild have been forcefully removed from their sources. They will attack anyone who approaches them. There is no way to help those pitiful creatures. You would better stay away from them.
Can the will-o'-the-wisp do more than that?
More than look for close combat weapons? Not unless you teach it. I think Riordan knows how to teach these beings. He is one of us, currently traveling with Sattles. Perhaps he can tell you more.
The things you can learn your will-o'-the-wisp is, I think, finding items, switches, hidden items, etc. I'm not really certain because it's been a time.
I'm asking you blessing.
Why should I give you
Let's
my
get
blessing,
blessing.
stranger?
I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the masters in the lower part of town.
Go with the blessing of Adanos, my son.
Where can I find a priest of Innos?
The best thing would be to look around the marketplace. You will find an emissary of the monastery there.
Thank you, Vatras. Now let's talk to the guys here in the pub, Corrigan's Tavern. I'm gonna start with Valentino.
Well, what have we here?
Have you no manners? That's disgusting. Oh, is this filthy rabble. Haven't you a job where you ought to be? But I suppose no one would miss a down-at-heel fellow like you, hey? Well, if you had as much gold as I do, you wouldn't have to work either. But you'll never be that rich.
I see I'm gonna have lots of fun with you. I asked you who you are.
I am Valentino, the handsome, bon vivant and ladies' man. Poor in cares, rich in wisdom and gold, and the women throw themselves at me. If you have problems, keep them. I don't need them.
Looks like I'm gonna have to teach you some manners.
No, of course, if you
Doesn't
already
matter
know
to
if you
me.
watched the
Thrash me
previous
all you
episode,
want. When I get up
I
tomorrow,
already
I'll be
trashed him
fine
and
again.
beat him up.
But you'll have to run around with that
I
mug
didn't
of
take his
yours
key
for
though,
life.
because we're gonna earn some extra
Do you have
experience
anything
by
else to tell me?
pickpocketing.
Leave me alone.
Alright, see ya. Alright, let's see what else there is to talk to. Let's talk to Caragon.
Can I get a drink here?
If you have gold, you can even eat here if you like.
And how's business going?
Don't remind me. Lord Andre is serving free beer at the Gallows Square. Hardly anybody comes here now, except for the rich people from the upper quarter.
What's wrong with them?
Yeah, some of those swells could really get on your nerves. Take that Valentino, for instance. I can't stand the sight of him. But I can't pick my customers. And I need every coin I can make. What little I had managed to save has been stolen, along with all my silver.
You've been robbed?
Yep, some time ago. It was still rather crowded that night, and I was doing the rounds serving beer. I wasn't gone long from behind the counter, but it was long enough for those bastards. I went to see the militia about it. They couldn't find a thing, of course. Yeah, they prefer to get plastered on free beer.
Tell me about the missing townspeople.
I heard that a lot of them went missing down by the harbor. Small wonder with all what's going on down there. Even Thorben, the carpenter in the lower part of town, has lost his apprentice. Hakon, one of the merchants in the marketplace, had an especially strange tale to tell. He said that there was this fella he used to bump into every day, and suddenly he vanished off the face of the earth. He even went to see the militia about it. Townspeople all pretty much panicked after that. I don't know what to make of it. I think, it's all nonsense. Korennis is a rough city, and many dangers lurk outside her gates. Those who don't stay within the city walls will be attacked by bandits, or eaten by wild animals. It's that simple.
What is it with this Valentino?
He's filthy rich and has no need to work. And he brags about it to everybody, whether you want to hear it or not. He drinks a lot and always stays until the end. And early in the morning, he totters back to the upper quarter. It's the same every day.
What do I have to do to get into the upper quarter?
Well, you need to be a citizen of the town. Go find some work. Preferably with the craftsmen in the lower part of town. Yeah, that'd make you a citizen. Well, and if that's still not enough, go talk to Lord Andre at the barracks. Maybe he'll let you join the city guard. They can go into the upper quarter, too.
I'm certain there was another option here. Wait, I forgot. Instead of Valentino, we have to talk to Ruggers first. To get the ring for the quest. So we're gonna eat 2 blueberries to regen our mana, and we're gonna talk to Walktrough.
How's it going?
You're not from around here, are you? Never mind. Neither am I.
Where did you hang around before?
In the woods, hunting scavengers and wolves, together with some hunters. But I gave it up. These are dangerous times. There's a lot of riffraff running around out there.
Where can I find the other hunters?
We had our camp outside near the tavern, halfway to Onar's farm. But I don't know whether there's anyone left in the camp now. There used to be 2 of us here in town, until a few days ago. My friend Trokar is an excellent hunter.
Bosper said you used to work for him.
Yes, I did, but he was only interested in his blasted hides. I told him how dangerous it's gotten out there. He didn't really listen to me. Well, anyway, he paid well. I can't complain about that.
Can you tell me anything else about him?
Bosper had one of his bows stolen recently, in broad daylight. Some guy just waltzed into his store, took a bow, and left. The thieves are getting more and more brazen.
Can you teach me something about hunting?
I can teach you how to sneak properly and how to handle a bow.
We're gonna
I want to be able to handle a bow
better
better.
because it's
Okay,
handy as a
let's see if I
military.
can teach you anything.
Gonna use 10 points here, and that will be enough now.
Your aim has become more accurate already.
So, where is your friend Trokar now?
Well, it's a curious story. Only a few days ago, we were both standing at the bar in Corrigan's tavern, discussing the hunt. Don't ask me what happened next. I had had a few by then. I vaguely remember Trokar saying that he was going out to get a few swamp weed reefers. He never came back.
Where does one get swamp weed reefers?
Somewhere down at the harbor, as far as I know.
Didn't you go looking for him?
No, but I reported it to the militia. But they haven't been able to find him yet. I hope he didn't get attacked by a wolf, or worse. And I'm afraid that I'll stumble over his body someday when I'm out hunting. I don't think I could bear that.
You're really weird how this Bartok.
Why don't we go hunting together?
With two, it isn't so dangerous, that's true. Do you know anything about hunting then? I mean, do you know how to skin an animal?
Yes.
All right, but I want to see 50 gold pieces. For that, you can keep the skins and sell them to Bosford. That's a fair deal,
just take his
isn't
offer,
it?
because without him,
Here they are.
the wolf skins will be hard to get. Plus, there's a shadow beast outside in the woods, and an orc. And with his help, maybe we can beat those as well. Without the HoP that is possible, but with it I'm not certain. Let's take this free beer here
Hey, come
and
closer.
talk to this
Take a break and have
landlord.
a sip of cool beer. Lord Andre is springing for a few barrels of free beer.
I'm gonna talk to this novice guy here.
What are you doing here?
I'm a novice from the monastery.
His name is
Run
Wolf.
errands for the magicians and also the paladins. I have provided the 3 innkeepers in the city with wine from the monastery.
Who are the 3 innkeepers?
One of them is the good man here behind the bar. Then there is Karagon, who has his tavern on the Temple Square, and Cardiff, the owner of the tavern in the Harbor District.
What can you tell me about the monastery?
We novices seek enlightenment and prayer to Innos, and learn the principles of faith from the magicians. We serve them as we serve Innos, and prepare ourselves for the union with the fire.
Well, take me to the monastery.
Forget it. Do you know how many creatures I had to evade on the way? When I think of all those bloodflies, wolves, and goblins, I'm glad that I don't have to leave here anymore. Besides, you can't enter the monastery anyway.
But why
Wolf
not?
here is one
Entrance
of
is
the
only
few
permitted to magicians,
novices that will
paladins, and
partake in the
novices.
Ring of Fire.
How
I'm
can I
not
become
certain.
a novice?
In the
If a
trial
man
anyway.
feels the deep
If
desire,
you're gonna join
Hey,
the
just
novice
tell me
part.
what the conditions are.
you need the offerings, a sheep and 1,000 gold pieces.
How am I supposed to get that much gold?
Since you obviously don't know anyone who would pay that for you, you'll simply have to go to work.
Where can I find a sheep?
From the farmers, of course. But you won't get one for nothing.
But right now we're gonna talk to this, what was his name?
As long as the paladins don't have any
Kengar. This is one of the quests you will get from one of the ship guys that's building a ship.
You're working for the paladins?
Just give him free beer that you took from the landlord here, and give it to him. Just persuade him for information
How are things
about
with
the
the
orcs.
No reason to worry. We in the city guard and the paladins have everything under control. Go home and let us do our work. Watching over the town and its citizens. Oh,
Would you like another beer?
there's nothing better than a cool ale.
You were about to say something about the orcs.
Oh yeah, right. The orcs are absolutely no threat to the city. They're stuck in the Valley of Mines, and the pass is held by the paladins. Not even a meat bug could get through there.
Give him
Would you like another
beer.
beer?
Well, I won't say no to a decent pint.
They've even spotted an orc outside of town.
Yeah, right. The danger's arc outside the city. A real monster of an orc.
There are
But
2
he's
orcs
bound to
outside the
attack the
city.
soon.
One to Lowart's farm in the woods,
Kick
and
that fat
one
orc in it.
towards
Badass
Banger's
if he
farm in
goes
a
too close
cave.
to the city. Got it.
I see. Would you like
Another
another beer?
beer.
A tasty bitter ale is absolutely the best.
I believe this was the final beer you have to give to him in order to get the information you need.
You know, you don't have to meet someone who'll treat you to a beer. You're all right.
When he says that, I mean he's happy. And we're gonna talk to the merchants here. We'll not use the water pipe just yet. Let's talk to Zurus.
I'm Zurus, master of potions. Do you need an essence of healing or a magic elixir? Then you've come to the right place.
Do you brew your own potions?
No, I either get them from the monastery or I buy them from Constantino, the alchemist. If you're interested in brewing potions, then talk to him. He needs an assistant. But he's too pig-headed to hire someone himself. He's just as stubborn as a mule. He always passes me when he goes out on the East Gate to collect plants for his potions.
Where exactly does Constantino gather his herbs?
He always goes through the eastern city gate here, and then disappears into the wilderness to the left. He once told me that just about everything grows there, except for King Sorrow.
Has Constantino ever told you where to find King Sorrow?
And you have to ask this if you want to King Sorrel to be appeared. There are lots of places where you can get this.
I think it's on a hill.
But if you do not ask him where he gets it, there's no way you will find any. So let's gonna try to talk to this annoying mage here, damn it.
What's your business here?
Alright, they don't like this part. Alright, let's talk to Sam.
How's business?
When the Paladins came, I first thought that it was a good business opportunity. But they let Herod make their weapons, and neither Hakon nor I make even 1 gold piece off them. Moreover, the farmers no longer supply us with food, and all the prices have gone up. It's only a small consolation that the Paladins are paying my hotel bill.
What's the problem with the farmers?
They refuse to deliver their goods. Now that the ship's no longer coming, the city depends entirely on the supplies provided by the farmers, of course. An owner, the largest farmer, has hired mercenaries to protect his farm from the city guards. Otherwise, they simply snatch the goods for themselves. But the mercenaries don't just guard Onar's farm. They come as far as the small farms outside of town to intimidate the farmers. I saw them as I was passing Akil's farm. I wouldn't like to be in his shoes now.
We're gonna handle that later.
Where will I find Akil's farm?
If you go out of the east gate here and follow the road to the right, you'll come to a stairway. It leads up to Akil's farm. But I wouldn't go there now. The mercenaries are certainly still there.
Hey, you!
Probably he's not gonna
One
tell
more
me
thing.
anything.
Listen, kid, I've got important things to do right now. We'll talk of them later, got it?
I imagine.
Innos be with you, stranger. If you're looking for a good selection for the traveler, then you're in the right place. But I'm warning you, if you're planning on helping yourself without paying, I'll call the city guard.
Just a moment. Do I look like a thief?
Ah, you won't be the first one to make off with my things today.
Somebody stole from you.
I can't prove it. The fellow was damn clever. Introduced himself as Ringaroo, but that really is his right name. He's been hanging around the marketplace the last few days. And every evening he gets plastered at the beer stand down the street. I bet that bastard is drinking my money. I only looked away for a moment, and my purse was gone. can
Sorry,
get the
guys,
gold
man.
back for you. Oh, and why would you do that?
Well, that depends. Can you help me get into the upper quarter?
You got the wrong man. I'm from out of town like most of the merchants in the marketplace. If you want to get into the upper quarter, go talk to the resident merchants in the lower part of town.
I want part of the gold as a reward.
First, see if you can get my purse back. Then, we'll talk about your reward.
Why didn't you call the city guard?
The guards only respond if a thief is caught in the act. And when I noticed my purse was missing, the bastard was already gone.
How much gold was in that purse?
50 gold pieces. It's quite a lot in these crappy times.
I'll see what I can do.
Be careful. If you just knock the bastard down, the city guard will get involved. Lately, things have been getting really tough here. Since the paladins came to town, the guards have been cracking down on brawlers. So think of something.
I shall.
Alright, let's talk to Hacken, the weapons
I am
merchant.
Hacken, a weapons dealer. Every man should carry a weapon these days, especially when venturing outside of the city walls.
Tell me more about the area around the city.
It's gotten too dangerous out there. Because of the bandits, for one thing. And also on account of wild beasts. Even the animals don't seem to get enough to eat in these crappy times. They're venturing closer to the city all the time.
Do you know anything about the paladins?
Yes. Those guys are ruining my business. All you can buy in this entire town is a short sword at most.
Annoying
They help
chap.
themselves to anything that's longer than a foot and a half. In return, I now get to live in the hotel free of charge.
Where do you get your weapons from?
Harad the smith has been my supplier up to now. Now all he does is make stuff for the paladins. He works for those guys day and night like a madman, without pay. He thinks it's his duty. All I can offer you now is my remaining stock.
What do you know about the disappearances of the citizens of Corinus?
I have seen many pass through the eastern city gate. Some of those who came I had never seen before in my life. And many of those who went out never came back. But what happened the other day was really quite strange. There was this fellow who came here. I think his name is Joe. He bragged that he would soon come into some serious money. He claimed that he knew how to get into one of the city towers where the militia keep their arms. And I haven't seen him since, even though I used to bump into him around the same time every day. I reported this to the militia. I thought that maybe he had been caught and thrown into the dungeon. But Lord Andre had no idea what I was talking about. He didn't even know the fella.
What do you know about the bandits?
What do I know about them? They robbed me on my way to the city. And I'm
Now,
not the
do
only
not,
They've been up to their tricks for quite a while.
don't talk to the smith, Harriet, I believe his name is. Do not pick the option of not taking the orc weapon, but helping hack on the weapons merchant with the bandits. It's a bigger feat than the orc
Do you know
weapon.
where I can find Pablo?
Frankly, because outside this gate here, there is a cave with 2 or 3 bandits in it, which is easily to be defeated if you play it safely. And there lies an orc weapon there. So it's really easy to get an orc weapon. So just tell Harriet the smith that you will take his weapon, bring the weapon of the orcs, and you'll be fine. And if you help this guy, you will get around 200 gold, which is nice.
You want to take on the bandits? By yourself? You're quite a good fighter, huh?
How much is the matter worth to you?
That's a dangerous business. Well, it's all right with me. I'll pay you 100 gold pieces if you defeat the bandits.
Alright, you got yourself a deal, Hacken. Now we're gonna talk to Darren the Fire Mage to get his blessing, as well as information about the monastery of the Fire Magicians.
Spiritual comfort? Do you want to direct a prayer to our Lord Minos, or donate some gold for his church.
I need to talk to the paladins. Can you help me get to them?
Well, you need access to the upper end of town. However, this is allowed only to citizens and the city guard. And of course, to us, magicians of fire.
How can I become a fire magician?
You must join our order as a novice. When you have served for a time, perhaps you will be accepted into the ranks of the magicians. However, the path to acceptance is long and full of work and study.
I've come to get your blessing.
That's good. That's good. Then you will probably want to donate
If you
gold
have
to
more than 100 gold pieces, you will take away
I wanted your blessing
50
so I
gold
can
pieces.
sign on as an apprentice in the lower part of town.
If you don't have more than 100, you will take lower. So if you have 10 gold, then you will take, I think, 5 gold on certain. But I got more than 100,
how much does a donation usually
so
run
I
to
will have to
here?
pay 50, which is no biggie.
That depends on what percentage you want to give, son. Let me see how much you brought. You have more than 100 gold pieces. The Lord says give if you have. The church accepts your generous donation. I bless you in the name of Innos, for he is light and righteousness.
Where do you come from?
I come from the monastery of the magicians, which lies in the mountains. We accept everyone there who is pure of heart and feels the desire to serve our almighty Lord Innos.
Tell me about Innos.
Innos, our almighty Lord, is the light and the fire. He chooses humans to be his tool, giving them magic and laws. We act in his name. We administer justice according to his will and preach his word.
Tell me more about the monastery.
We instruct our students in all forms of magic, but the arts of the magicians of fire consist of more than these alone. We are also well versed in the art of alchemy and in the creation of powerful runes. We also make excellent wine.
What are you doing in town?
I have discussions with the paladins and support the citizens with my advice and with helpful words. Particularly in these difficult times, it is our duty to be there for the people and to help the poor.
Anyways guys, this is around the end of my episode. Thank you for watching this episode, and I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next episode.